What is up, my fellow Jets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the New York Jets State of Mind podcast. This is a weekly podcast talking about everything New York Jets on this Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. This is your boy, Malcolm Harper, aka MA Jets Fan 83. You can follow me on social media on X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at MA Jets Fan 83, which is one word, all lowercase. I also have a Facebook page as well, called the New York Jets State of Mind podcast. The audio version of this podcast is available on any of the digital platforms of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music. You can find the video version of this podcast on my YouTube channel if you prefer to watch. To all of my first-time listeners, welcome to my podcast, or if you are a first-time viewer watching this on my YouTube channel, welcome aboard. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back. Also, if you could do me a huge favor and share my channel, podcast, and all my social media channels with not only other Jets fans, but NFL fans, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for tuning in. We have a lot to get into. So in this episode, I'll be recapping the press conferences from Aaron Glenn that he did yesterday, today's press conferences with the coordinators, the latest Jets news, today's injury report, this Sunday's Week 5 matchup preview at home against the Dallas Cowboys, what key matchups that I'll be watching, the prop bets that I will be watching for, and my prediction for the game. First, let me say that I had a lot of family things going on in the last 3 weeks, so that is why I could not do a recap video or a preview video of the last few games. Now, if y'all follow me on social media, I posted my reactions to the last 3 games. Anyways, let's get to the latest Jets news. As y'all know, the injury to Braylon Allen. Coach AG spoke to the media yesterday when asked about him going on IR. He reiterated that they did not put him on IR yet, but it's a serious knee injury. He is getting a second opinion. Now, Rich Semenya, ESPN, tweeted this morning that he is officially going to be placed on IR. Surgery is possible, still being evaluated. This will be more than just a 4-week return. First of all, he had no business returning kicks last Monday night against the Miami Dolphins. Now, who in the world on the coaching staff thought that was a great idea? I'm still disgusted by that. He also said that Michael Carter II is in concussion protocol, so he's going to be out for Sunday's game against the Dallas Cowboys. Aaron Glenn also praised how the Cowboys defense, with a quarterback that is on the top of his game, he is expected to win the game, and he did say it's going to be a challenge. When asked about Brownlee, he said he will be practicing this week. He will be competing for either the outside corner or the nickel corner job. When asked about Garrett Wilson down the stretch, his response is he is no doubt a number one receiver in this league. He is an amazing person to watch and get him the ball as much as possible. He is inspiring and competitive. Wants the ball, wants to win. He is attracted to players like that. When asked about when he was with the Lions as the defensive coordinator going 0-8 in 2021, what did Dan Campbell did during the adversity? He said, you are going to get talked about. People are going to go after you. You have to believe and understand that you cannot waver to those things. Lean on the positives. He feels the same way about the New York Jets. He understands the fans. He also mentioned that he talked to Tony Dungy. He said, these things take time. He was asked about the players' frustrations. He said, you have to address the why and how do we fix these things. He believes that they have the answers and the solutions. When asked about Justin Fields' touchdown run, he said that he never ceases to amaze me when running the ball. He is not surprised to see those things. That is who he is. Now, when asked about Dak Prescott, he said that the 2 things that will come with him is criticism and expectation. Their job is to make him look bad, like a one-man show. When asked about the penalties, when the flags are not thrown their way, he said, let me handle the refs. He said that we have to work in order to get those calls. Keep playing, and the calls will come to our side. Let's get to the coordinators, starting with special teams coordinator Chris Banjo. When asked about the options without Braylon Allen, he's still going through the evaluation process. When asked about Isaiah Williams' fumbles and the mistake of fair catching at the 2-yard line, he said it's best to make it a muscle memory by not fumbling the ball. When asked about if he's still going to be involved in kickoffs and punts, his response was that it's still evaluating, but he does it on a weekly basis. When asked about Isaiah Davis, his response was his attention to detail, and he mentioned being 3rd in the NFL in return yards. He said that speaks to the entire unit, collective effort. Let's move along to defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. When asked about not forcing turnovers, he said that we just got to finish. When asked about cornerback Jarvis Brownlee Jr., he said he is very tough, physical, looking to get him out on the field and to see what he can do for us. He also said that they need to step up and coaches and players. Let's get to the OC, Tanner Engstrand. When asked about the pre-snap penalties, his response was he never liked unforced errors. Those are the things that they can control. They had 6 last week, and it's unacceptable. When asked about what was going through the mind during the Justin Fields touchdown last Monday night against the Miami Dolphins, his response was, no, 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 no. Yes, he is there to save the day, and it was awesome. When asked about Garrett Wilson, he said that he is the ultimate competitor and wants to win so bad. Loved his game and leading the AFC in catches, steady improving every week. He also said when asked about being upbeat despite the losing streak, he said, watch the tape. There's a lot of good stuff from all positions. We have to eliminate the turnovers and the penalties. If we can eliminate it despite moving the ball, we are going to be just fine. Now, let's get to the latest Jets news. I did mention earlier with the injury to Braylon Allen, the Jets have signed running back Khalil Herbert. Hopefully he gets caught up with the offensive playbook. Now, let's get to the injury report. Now, according to NewYorkJets.com, Michael Carter with the concussion did not practice. Jermaine Johnson with the ankle injury did not practice. Kane with the hamstring injury did not practice. Mason Taylor with the ankle was limited. Jarvis Brownlee with the ankle was a full participant. And John Simpson with the elbow was also a full participant in practice. Let's get to this Sunday's matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. After being on the road the last 2 games, the Jets return home seeking to get their first win of the season. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. Now, according to ESPN Bet, the opening line was the Cowboys at minus 1.5 with the over-under of 44.5. Now, as I'm recording this episode right now, the current line number is the Cowboys as the favorite at minus 2.5 with the over-under of 47.5. Here are the key matchups that I'm going to be watching for in this game. The first matchup is going to be Garrett Wilson versus cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Let's see if Diggs is up for the challenge against one of the best receivers in the NFL. The second matchup that I'm going to be watching is Dak Prescott versus the front 7 of the Jets defense. Let's see if the Jets defense can confuse Dak and finally get a takeaway. Now, on a side note, Jets fans, I'm pretty sure you guys already know this. Through the first 4 games of the season, the Jets defense does not have any takeaways. That is wild and hard to believe. To me, they're due for a takeaway, whether it's a fumble recovery or an interception, but I believe they're going to get one. But anyways, let me get to my final matchup that I'm going to be looking for in this game, and that's Justin Fields against the Cowboys defense. If the Jets offense does not give the ball away and the Cowboys defense is terrible, just look at the last game that they played against the Green Bay Packers last Sunday night that ended in a 40-40 tie. I think that Justin Fields is going to have a big day on offense. Let's move along to the prop bets. I am going to pick a couple of players from both teams. Now, according to DraftKings, Dak Prescott, more or less than 242.5 passing yards. I am going over on that one. Next up, George Pickens, the wide receiver, more or less than 70.5 receiving yards. I am going over on that one as well. And last one for the Cowboys, Javonte Williams, the running back, more or less than 69.5 rushing yards. I'm going over on that one as well. Moving right along to the New York Jets, let's start with Justin Fields. More or less than 184.5 passing yards. I am going over on that one. Next up, Garrett Wilson, more or less than 62.5 receiving yards. Definitely taking the more. Last but certainly not least, Breece Hall, more or less than 22.5 receiving yards. I am going with more on that as well because I think he's going to be lined up a lot more in the receiver and getting the ball when Justin Fields actually does his checkdowns. Now, here's my prediction for this game. If y'all remember, Jets fans, back in 2019 when the Dallas Cowboys came to MetLife Stadium and the Jets were 0-4, remember that 92-yard touchdown from Sam Darnold to Robbie Anderson on a go route? Also, Jamal Adams ended up coming up with the blitz on Dak Prescott on the 2-point conversion to seal the win for the Jets. I am going with the Jets to pick up their first win of the season. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, and the final score is going to be 31-24. So those are my thoughts on the latest Jets news, the press conferences from Aaron Glenn and the coordinators, today's injury report, this Sunday's Week 5 preview against the Dallas Cowboys, the matchups that I'm going to be watching, and the prop bets from both teams and my prediction for the game. Now, before I get on out of here for this week, as far as my social media accounts go, since my last episode 3 weeks ago, I currently have 257 followers on TikTok, 43 away from 300. On Instagram, I have 199 followers, one more follower away from reaching that 200 mark. Now, since my last episode of my podcast 3 weeks ago, I have racked up 3 new subscribers on my YouTube channel. I now have 61. I'm still hoping to get that 100 by the last day of the year. Now on X, I currently have 128 followers as I'm recording this episode. 72 followers away from 200. My numbers are continuing to grow, but I need more followers. So please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also do the same thing on any of my digital platforms of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music. Hit the follow button on my social media accounts. For those of you watching this on my YouTube channel, I have all of my social media accounts linked as well on my home screen. Now, with that said, I'm signing off. I cannot thank you guys enough for the love and support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be posting key clips of this episode and the latest Jets news on all of my social media accounts on X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook pages, respectively. Jets fans, you guys are awesome. Enjoy the game, whether you're going to MetLife Stadium in person, watching at a sports bar, or watching in the comfort of your own home. Let's hope that the Jets can finally get in the win column. And as always, Jets fans, I end this podcast with the JETS, 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 Jets. Stay safe, take care, and go Jets.